Let's talk about the stability of the mortgage market in the U.S. The only reason we're bringing it up, and in our prior segment, we talked about the mortgage crisis, the real estate market meltdown from 2008 to 2012. I bought a local real estate franchise in 2006, so needless to say, 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 were traumatic years for me. And so I'm very sensitive to the dynamics that led to the implosion, if you will, of the mortgage market from 2008 to 2012. And so I'm constantly doing research to see, hey, are we making risky loans like we did before? Because what happened is in many cases they would make loans to borrowers who did not have the ability to repay those loans. And that's a shame. That's not fair to do that. I would love for everybody to be able to get a home loan. But to make a loan to somebody who does not have the financial wherewithal, who does not have the history of making timely payments, to give them a loan for a home can be destructive to the economy, and it can be destructive to the life of that person. Because if they cannot afford the home, it is only a matter of time before the home might very well be taken away from them. But let's look at something. In 2006, I wanted to know what was the level of mortgages originated for borrowers with a less than 620 FICO score. In 2006, that number was $376 billion. In 2006, borrowers with a less than stellar credit score borrowed almost $400 billion. In 2020, that number decreased from almost $400 billion, $376 billion, down to $74 billion. So you can see that we as a country are making and insuring less, way less, like 15% of the risky loans that we were writing in 2006. If we look at the Mortgage Credit Availability Index, and this is measured on a scale where 100 represents the average over time, and the Mortgage Credit Availability Index, as it goes higher, it shows you the multiple, if you will, that represents the number of people who could qualify for a mortgage under the current underwriting criteria compared to today. The Mortgage Credit Availability Index is produced by the Mortgage Bankers Association. If you want to do some research, just look up Mortgage Bankers Association Mortgage Credit Availability Index, and you'll see all the data. In 2007, when we knew we were going to have a housing bubble, the Mortgage Credit Availability Index was at 868.7. 868.7. If you look at it today and you say, well, 100, let's call that the benchmark. Let's call that where it should be, 100, which means the average number of people could get it. Then in that case, 8 times the number of people who should have been able to get a mortgage could qualify for a mortgage. Today's number is 129.9. So when you look at availability of credit, when you look at underwriting standards, when you look at all of the criteria lenders use to approve someone for a loan, today that index is at 129.9 compared to 868.7 in 2007. So I believe we have some stability in the mortgage market. I just do.